If you guys would like to get yourself some official Simpzy merchandise, check out my Spreadshirt link in the description below for t-shirts, hoodies, mugs and cups. If you do make a purchase, send me a photo on Twitter, but regardless, let's get stuck into the video. Hey guys, my name is Simpzy, how are you all doing? Welcome to the start of a brand new campaign series here today on the channel. We're going to be playing as King Guthred, a Viking king of Northumbria. So guys, I want to make a deal with you. If this video can hit 500 likes within 24 hours, I will do a double upload here today and release the second video instantly. If not, you just have to wait a little bit longer for that next upload. So, we're back on Total War Attila, the Age of Vikings mod. We're going to be playing as Guthred, a Viking king who ruled Northumbria. Now, Thrones of Britannia is coming out in a month or so, and if you are itching to play as Guthred, it's rumored that he was a former slave turned king. He has a pretty interesting story, and I feel like I can probably project that in this series. So if you're keen for Thrones of Britannia and sort of need that itch scratched, I highly recommend checking out the Age of Vikings mod for Total War Attila. I did a similar campaign, of course, with Arnarut of Wales. Obviously we did fail in our attempt to make a Welsh kingdom, but I still felt like it was a lot of fun and it was received pretty well. Like, hey, I could have just like completely deleted the series and be like, okay, I failed, I'm not going to upload that. No, it was very enjoyable. There were a lot of unique sort of story and turning points, killing the Mercian kings, destroying the Mercian, the Wessex royal family, killing Halfdan as well. Worked really well. So we're going to be playing as Guthred, of course. We're going to start here in the north as the Danes, Denmark. We're going to be controlling the great Viking armies. So for this series, there are a couple of objectives I would like to achieve with Guthred. Firstly, making him the king of Northumbria. That's what we really want to go for. Think of this as a prequel to Thrones of Britannia, so you can sort of play this, get a bit of a story, and then launch fully and headstrong into it. So firstly, I want to make Guthred the king. The spelling is different here, very much the same with Arnruth. Guthred and Guthred are interchangeable spellings, depending on where you're from and the historian, of course, or whatever. So the main objective, firstly, is to secure Northumbria and make Guthred king of it. We're going to be charging for Babenberg in this first episode. Second of all, I want to pretty much rule the entirety of the United Kingdom and Ireland modern day. I want to rule Britannia. I'm going to pretty much ignore the continent unless I'm pressed into war. Because of this Age of Vikings mod, we've obviously got the mainland of Europe. I'll probably try and make peace, not aggression, and sort of trade rights with a couple of the other factions. I pretty much want to ignore Denmark. That's going to be my powerhouse as I slowly move troops over. But primarily, I want to be wholly and solely focusing on the British Isle. Hopefully, cross our fingers, we have a better quality series than the Welsh one. Only time will tell, I guess. But yeah, I want to basically try and knock out as many Thrones of Britannia as possible. Also, in the actual Thrones of Britannia, we don't have this sort of Danelaw faction. We are actually Danelaw. Like, Halfdan is currently dead at this point in Thrones of Britannia, from what I'm aware of. So, we've got to, in this Age of Vikings mod, we're playing as the Danes, of course. We're playing as Guthred. But there is another Viking faction. Well, two, actually. There are the sons of Ragnar Lothbrok. We've got Halfdan here, Ivar the Boneless, Björn Ironside, Ubba, and Fitzurk as well. So let me know in the comments, guys, should I ultimately betray Ragnar's sons and make my sort of empire a slave utopia? Guthred is a pretty interesting guy, because like I said before, he was a former slave, now he's turned king, and this is sort of the prequel and the story to that. He vowed that we will never be slaves, but conquerors. Also, we've got the Irish kings as well. So let's get stuck right into the series. So first up here, we want to make Guthred king. So I'm actually going to get Rollo. I'm not going to treat Rollo, Horik, or Hakon as my brothers, even though they are in Age of Vikings. It's weird that, like, he's the heir, but he's 19. I'm not going to treat them as that because the family tree within Thrones in Britannia doesn't actually extend Guthred's cousins. So We'll basically treat these guys as adopted king. We'll just try to, we'll get rid of these guys, not even worry about them, just completely get rid of them for role-playing sake and only focus on Guthred's family tree. So what I'll do, I'll get Rollo to assassinate the current king. This is how this is how he becomes king. Maybe from someone killing the king. And what we'll do, we'll get Horik to politically assassinate Harkon, and we'll try and get rid of this family tree. Okay, so we currently start off with Hetaby, Araib, and Ahus. Hetaby, obviously Lagatha's former home, and Ahus, I don't know. There's a couple of famous people from Aarhus. Anyway, so we've currently got Bessic leading the command. I want, of course, Guthred to lead the first charge upon the men of the British Isles, I guess. So firstly, in Rye, what we want to do is we want to extend our Nobles Hall while also upgrading our Warriors Hall. Let's expand our undeveloped land and get a mint. I do believe at some point we are going to need to get a food surplus because we've only got 25 here at the moment. So, do we lose? We lose 50 food here. Right, okay. So we might sort of ease up on that approach just yet. We need to be able to get more food. So in Hetaby here as well, let's go with... Okay, I just had to have a quick look to see which buildings do in Age of Vikings, so I've kind of forgotten. I think we're better off going with Sacred Springs. At the moment, religion-wise, isn't going to be a problem here in Denmark. It's going to be more so food, I guess. So, let's now move Guthred here, and let's start recruiting. Let's get 2 units of Danish horsemen, while primarily strengthening the army with axe conscripts, and then we'll chuck some... archers in there as well. Diplomacy-wise, let's actually sort by attitude, and let's negotiate with Halfdan here. Let's get... Okay, so we obviously are currently military allied with the Danes Halfdan. Arrange a marriage. Ah, interesting. Siggy is a potential wife. Now, this is the daughter of Björn Ironside. If we could marry Siggy to Guthred, we could have a claim to the Danelaw holdings with actual blood ties to Ragnar Lothbrok. Let's do that. Let's marry Siggy to Guthred, and it's been accepted. Fantastic. So hopefully Guthred here can have a daughter to, well, yeah, then that child would be, this would be the great-grandson of Ragnar Lothbrok. Excellent stuff. So we're going to continue our recruitment here as well. Let's try and sort back again. Let's try and get some non-aggression pacts here. So let's get a non-aggression pact here. Maybe try and squeeze some money out of them as well. Rejected. So let's just get some straight up non-aggression pacts. The Kingdom of East Francia here. These guys are going to be a menace in this campaign. So we definitely want to forge some sort of non-aggression pact with them and try and squeeze as much money out of them. I don't particularly care about the continent of Europe, but you never know. We could do some Viking raids. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Mercia will leave just fine. And Northumbria, we're going to be going headstrong to Egbert. Egbert, is it? Who's in Northumbria now? Yeah, Egbert. Interesting. A relative of King Ayla, perhaps. Okay, technology-wise, we probably want to go headstrong into getting those Huskarls. 32 turns remaining. Not really much else we can do. Let's end the turn and continue. We can install a provincial governor. I'm probably not particularly going to worry about that too much because I'm trying to politically assassinate the rest of my family tree. So guys, I highly recommend the Age of Vikings mod. Like I said, if you still want to scratch that itch, you're waiting for Thrones of Britannia, or you simply can't afford it. If you've already got Total War Attila, I recommend picking up the Age of Vikings mod, because it's a lot of fun. So, here we go, a mission issued. The Kingdom of Denmark. Extend your influence, carve out a kingdom in these lands and build a legacy. Yes, okay. Sack 25 settlements, return remaining, become the king. The Kingdom of Denmark. What are we currently now at the moment? Okay, so it looks like some of this political assassination has worked. Excellent stuff. So, one of Bessic's and okay, so Bessic is now passed away, and officially Guthred is now king of Denmark and the Viking army, soon to be the king of Northumbria. So let's get Rollo to politically assassinate him, and we can't really do it in reverse, I guess. Actually, what we should do is we try and... yeah, let's do that. So let's say the Viking king was politically assassinated by one of his generals, because Haakon... Yeah. How are we going to play this? Okay, here we go. So the Viking king politically assassinated Haakon, and Rollo assassinated him in turn. We're still currently building up our army, and then we'll sail over to Britannia as quickly as possible. Army-wise and navy-wise, how are we sort of looking? We actually can get some decent ships in Ribe here. So, let's actually raise a navy with... whom? Rollo, potentially, and then we'll eventually switch him over. We definitely need a strong Viking fleet. So let's get some Viking longship raiders. That's really going to help us out in the assault against Northumbria. Okay, let's end the turn and continue. But beforehand, Guthred has a upgrade here. Wealth, okay, right. So we will have the first match of the first battle of today's episode against Northumbria. Once we've got a big enough army... Whoa, what's this? Your ally has declared war on another faction and calls you for help. Danelaw has officially attacked Mercia, which didn't happen in my Welsh campaign. Let's enter war on allied side. Let's see if Northumbria actually joins it, or did they rebel and declare their independence. Red-handed, the assassin was discovered, knife in hand on the verge of killing. Okay, so minus for hollow, plus for forget it. Okay, vindictive, right. Relentless warriors. We've got a build up of relentless warriors here. Soon, my friends, we will attack. Okay, so let's have a look at the situation here now with Danelaw. They are at war with the Kingdom of Northumbria, so we need to get over here quick, fast, even though I don't have a big enough army, I believe, to contend with it just yet, but I can't afford to not get Northumbria. So, Halfdan, son of Ragnar Lothbrok, has declared war upon Mercia, marching down, and looks like they've raided Torski. We're going to have to quickly double time to hit Northumbria and take out Babenberg. Hopefully, by the time we get there, we can get some sort of reinforcements. My income is atrocious at the moment, and that's probably due to... I'm not entirely sure what. But we've got enough money to stay afloat at least. So let's move my navy here with Rollo. And I still want you to politically assassinate Haakon. And then finally my next act will be Guthred getting rid of Rollo. So let's quickly move to Babenberg. We need to take Northumbria and claim myself the King of Northumbria. Soon we're going to be able to get a little bit of stuff here. Can we put up the taxes somewhat? Will that help? Okay. I don't want us to be plunged into sort of full disarray with our public order. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section down below where you'd like me to expand. Oh, great. We've had an illegitimate birth. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, let me know in the comments where you would like me to expand. And, yeah. Obviously, I want to go headstrong to Northumbria. We need to take that. We probably push up into Scotland first, naturally. And then we'll probably push our way down and help out here. But yeah, basically for this series, I want to take the entirety of Britannia, and I think we'll probably leave it at that. But it's going to be a lot of fun playing as Guthred. If you have got any more stories about him, I'd love to hear about it. Okay, but the thing is, right, guys, never fight an ex-slave, okay? If they feared death, that'd still be one. That's a little bit of food for thought there, I guess. Okay, so we're slowly but surely making our way here, and Horik has been injured, but Rollo has had a bastard son. Let's not worry about that. Let's really not worry about him. We've got some political intrigue. I don't want him to get injured, so we'll just sort of wait. So they injured Horik. Okay, and that's fine. So let's just sort of ignore this political chaos going on, I guess. Remaining generals of former King Bessic are fighting between and squabbling between themselves. Natural causes. Rollo devout here. Can we continue to politically assassinate? No, you're actually out of influence by the look of it. So it looks like we're going to have to get Guthred to hit Rollo. Okay. How far are we away from actually hitting Babenberg? I wouldn't like Guthred to assassinate someone. He doesn't seem like that type of guy. But for the purpose of this series, we're going to have to do if we're going to knock him off. Okay, trade rights wise, how are we looking? Are we in any sort of better position to negotiate trade with the Frankish kingdom or someone like that? That would really help us out quite a bit. Okay, slowly but surely making our way to Northumbria. I just want to quickly double check. Yeah, Danelaw are at war with Northumbria. Does look like they're sort of holding up in Jorvik. But we should be able to hit Babenberg, even if we have to hire mercenaries. We should be able to starve them out. Oh, wow. So here we go. This force needs leadership. Its commander is gone. Right, okay. We can probably get Horik in there now for the time being. So, it was correct. So, it worked. It looks like Guthred has killed Horik. We could very well keep Horik, just in case Guthred dies. God forbid. We do need to have a son at some point. Maybe I should knock him out. But, we've got an interesting event here. King Egbert of Northumbria has marched out. Maybe we can sneakily slip behind and take Northumbria right from under his nose. Okay, so they've marched down south here with how many? 13,000. What's this potential garrison here in Babenberg? That's the only problem. So Hulfdan has pushed south, and there's still another army here in Jorvik. I probably can actually besiege Babenberg. Can we actually see the garrison now? Oh, wow. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, my friend. This is going to be how the story of Guthred, the slave king, takes Northumbria. So let's start off by hitting Babenberg and declaring war. We'll call our allies here, of course. A sneak Viking attack. Fantastic. And Oswald, the son. Let's maintain the blockade. And now let's move the king up. We can actually attack from land straight up by the look of it. That could be an interesting proposition. Let's do that. 13 units of Vikings have landed in Northumbria, and we're going to be able to take the castle easily. I think I might auto-resolve this siege simply because I want to actually fight the Northumbrian army here. There's not going to be a point. 2 units of Fjord Spearmen, 1 unit of Fjord Axemen, 1 Fjord Archer. We're going to win it. Easy peasy. There's not even a point of playing that. So we've killed the garrison that has been left behind, but we will march out and deal with the Northumbrian king. We could very well defend the siege. We lost 421. Which is not too bad, I think. Let's occupy the settlement, of course. And now the entirety of Danelaw is under Viking control. All hail King Guthred, the Viking king of Northumbria. Man, oh man, we're starting off the series really well. So we're currently 200 in debt. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to disband one of my ships. Perhaps 2, because they're quite a bit. Also, admirals here cost 100 as well, so that's quite significant. But let's sort of hold up in Babenberg here for the time being. Nothing really else we can do here as well in back in Denmark. Can we get trade? We can now officially get trade with Danelaw. Let's try and squeeze some money out of them. That would be fantastic. They don't seem very interested in the slightest. But we can start trying to get our negotiations up. We don't have any resources to trade. That is why no one wants to trade with me. Okay, cool. We've successfully taken the castle. Now Horik can go up in stats. Let's not worry about him. We can also sign a provincial governor. There's probably not really a point just yet. Other Huskarls, we've got Kulf and we've got Horuf. I guess Kulf in Danelaw can. I don't see why not. I just don't want people in my family tree. So yeah, let's go with Kulf in Danelaw, and let's go with Hrolf in Jutland. Okay, so now we're going to be able to drop some of these benefits. I think public order and food is probably our best bet, if I'm being honest, to keep that sort of up. It is slipping a little bit. We'll be fine here. Okay, let's end the turn and continue, and let's see what the Northumbrian army does. Non-aggression pact with the Scottish. I am actually inclined to accept that for the time being, because, oh, it's actually the kingdom of Scratch Scythe, Sid, or something. It's not actually Scotland. You You know what? I'm not going to accept that. Because we're probably going to have to hit them first. Oh, it looks like we've been charged here. The King of Northumbria has decided to come back and defend his lands. How can he be the King of the Northumbria, if he doesn't hold Northumbria? So we're going to be coming up against 2 Fjord Spearmen, 1 unit of mercenary Fjord Spearmen, mercenary big axes, Fjord axes, only 1 unit of archers. So we do have archer superiority over them. They are bringing some horsemen. They will have better quality horse than the Danish ones. But they've got slingers. They've got 4 slingers. So that's going to hurt us quite a bit. But regardless, guys, let's fight this one upon the battlefield. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can get the map. That's what I wanted to click on. So it's a siege. It's a siege defense, isn't it? The castle is badly broken and ruined. But we should be able to hold up here today against Northumbria. We sneakily snuck around and took Babenberg in the night, as a sneaky slave would. But here we go. Guthred is going to stake his claim as King of Northumbria. Then we could pivot and launch attacks against the Scottish in the north, or maybe helping our Viking brethren down with Ragnar Lothbrok's sons. Let me know in the comments sort of where you'd like me to go. Should I even betray their Ragnar's sons? Should I keep them? I don't know. We'll just sort of have to see how many children I have with Siggy, Björn Ironside's son. But enough of banging my wife and having fever dreams like that. We need to focus on the battle at hand. So yeah, if you are enjoying seeing Total War back on the channel, had a little bit of a hiatus for a while. Yeah, leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and let me know in the comment section down below your suggestions. So this is an interesting siege. How are we sort of looking here? So what is the settlement actually damaged? 2%. Wow, okay. So we're going to be able to set up here. It looks like the majority of the Viking force here. Okay then, guys. I've gone through my deployment. I'm ready for the first siege. How fantastic does this Viking town look, of course. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am kind of worried about Thrones of Britannia. From what I'm seeing, I don't know, I'm just not really in awe. I'm not really impressed. It looks decent, and that's not good. I fear that it could be a sort of glorified Age of Vikings mod. That's why I really want to sort of do these videos, to now play through the series, play through the Age of Vikings mod, then I can reflect. Then I can actually, once I've played the game and gone through the features once it comes out, and really have a full sort of a couple of like 100 hours playthrough, then I can sort of reflect and think, is it worth your money? Is it bang for your buck? Because at the moment, I'm unsure. Okay, so let's have a quick look here now then. We've obviously got our king. We'll go through the armies as well. King Guthred, the slave king. Really keen to be defending his own castle for once. So I've divided my army up into 2 sections. We've obviously got my archers on the front here. We have our 1 unit of herd swordsmen, and then we've got axemen here. I actually had a look at our damage. We're only at 2%, so this castle is fit and like ready to go. So here we go. We've got our herd swordsmen here as well. These guys, especially with my herd axemen, are going to be my bread and butter of the series. We've obviously got the light axemen here. Obviously not very well armoured, of course. So we've got our archers on the front. I've gone with heavy shot because I think that's probably our best bet against the Vikings. Northumbria. Then we've got another unit here. We've actually got... this is Kulf, actually. Okay, he's going to be holding this side. And then we've got a cavalry contingent in the rear, ready to flank. I could put them further towards the enemy lines, but I feel like my cavalry probably couldn't win stats-wise against theirs. I've got ships coming in as well. I completely forgot. We do have some small miscellaneous units just in the center here that are really incredibly low. So let's have a look at the Northumbrian king. Now, an interesting thing to note, the Northumbrians did not bring any, yes, and I mean any siege equipment for this fight. That is insane. They are going to smash upon our walls like water on rock. And when my Viking archers get in range, we're going to absolutely carve through this Northumbrian armor like carving a cake or a sweet roll. What do Vikings eat? I guess they eat sweet rolls. Skyrim told me that. Regardless, here we've got their Fjord Spearmen at the back. Let's have a look at these horsemen. Yes, so these are technically a medium horseman unit. They do have... Oh, minor. I don't know the stats. So can I... There used to be somewhere where you could click and actually have a look at the stats. Is it here? Yes, that's what I want. Why isn't that on? I'm just curious to have a look at the stats. Okay, really the only comparison is the melee attack is higher, the charge damage is higher, and the armor is higher. So yeah, I would have thought that, obviously, the Northumbrians would have better quality equipment than me. So, enough chit-chat, enough riff-raff. Let's get stuck right into the series. So, they're going to be charging up here with their axemen. They do, of course, have a better chance of trying to knock out the walls. I could very well try and kill Horik here. Maybe flank him around instead of trying to politically assassinate him. It might be a good idea. I definitely do want to disembark my guys here. So what's going on? Pushing to the border here. My arrow towers are in range. And we're going to be able to make mince meat and pin cushions of the Northumbrian charge. Brave men! We will not be slaves. We will be conquerors. Hold! We will not break. That's what he kind of sounds like in the trailer, I guess. Charge! Charge that axe unit trying to make ground. Target it and give it absolutely nothing. Kill him! Bring it down! Bring it down! Bring it down! We will never be broken. Focus it. Focus the firepower. I've got archers here. We need to swing them around this way. Like, big time. Come on, guys. Get rid of these big axes. Loose! They're doing quite well. Get your shots ready. To be fair, we are getting kind of contested with theirs now. We're not... How are we going, actually? 60-52. So, they've got their skirmishers here. I'm actually going to flank with my cavalry now. Sound the charge. And I still want to get Guthred actually into the fighting. So, okay. Are they even wavering that much? Perhaps not. Those slingers are in range. So let's see how this cavalry's coming out here now. So my Viking cavalry is now flanking. Hopefully we maybe can pick a skirmish unit on the left. But we're going to have to see, I guess. So, basically what I want to do is charge you here. Okay, they're trying to break down the gates now. They're not even on that high of a percentage. Those big axes are gone. That's what we really need to worry about. How's my range? Okay, so we're better off grabbing these blokes here then and just targeting that spearman there that are foolishly sitting flat-footed. We currently got heavy shot operating on their slingers. That's not going to be a problem. But let's see how, of course, Horik deals with the Northumbrians, I guess. We're actually going to get a naval assault here with the Vikings as well. Man, oh man. Oh, I love Vikings so much. Come on, lads. Put your backs into it. Alright, how well are we going here? Can we actually even hit the gatehouse from here? It's going to be difficult. You might be able to get a couple of them hitting down here. Let's disembark. And hopefully once we do, we'll let my cavalry maybe get to here. The men are broken and fleeing for their lives. That'll be someone there. Alright, let's send in our heir. We want to obviously try and get him killed off. So we can focus on the Guthred family tree. They're actually being intercepted here. It's sort of a bit of a stress test as well. These warlord companions, like, how well can they do? We want to charge for the king, of course. My cavalry's nearly in a pretty good position. So, my Vikings are disembarking. We want to sort of head straight into these slingers, I think. I do want to try and get as many kills with this division as possible. But we do want to maybe potentially go against the king as well. Okay, so it looks like they've pulled their units out here. That's fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is continue to pepper these spearmen who faced back to me, which is insane. But here we go, men. Draw your swords. Regardless, win or lose, I don't care about this unit. We want to try and get him killed off. We're going to win this assault, regardless. But let's send him on a suicide mission to try and kill as many of them as possible. And, of course, get him killed. Cavalry, the time is nigh to hit these archers. Let's get a cavalry charge from the tree line. What's that? In the tree line! By the gods. It's Fafnir, or whatever his name is. Riding his giant wolf. Here we go. The Northumbrians, God knows what the hell they're doing. Now with that distraction, we can get my archers to run down the skirmishers. But how well are these guys doing? That's the thing. Knocking off a cavalry unit there. Doesn't look like these guys are going to be last line. Nice decapitation there. Looks like they could possibly be in a full retreat. What the hell is that? Oh, it's a horse. Looks like they buckled. Ideally, I want them to kill him. Let's continue to run down. Oh God! Right, we've relaxed the pressure on the slingers, and what's happened there is they've been allowed to charge. But it looks like the Northumbrian king wants to have a crack. The royal companions. Let's let my cavalry do most of the work. Fall out of there. Don't even bother engaging their cavalry. That's just suicide. Let's continue to pepper them where we can. 33%. Why is the gate open there? That's bonkers. That shouldn't have happened. Alright, if they're going to sit there, we're going to continue to pepper them. Let's continue to run down the spearmen where we can. We might even just need to draw out their cavalry, because I don't particularly want to lose it. And really what they've only got left, though. The thing is, right, it's at 33%. Even though it is open, I think it's glitching, so they still can't get in. But we're going to be able to reduce the hit points of these guys massively. So let's keep it up with our heavy shot. My cavalry is gone. That just shows their cavalry there. We gave too much space to some of the slingers, and that's what really caused it. So we can always get more cavalry. That's fine. What were you going to expect? Okay, we've got a lot of reinforcements on that other side that we're probably not going to need. We'll continue up with our archer support. Trying to knock out the Northumbrian king. If we can do that, we're going to be in a far superior position. How are we going for time? Only a couple of minutes into this. Okay. They're turning, which is suicide. These guys need to be in a better shot. And these guys are getting smacked there. Fall here. Arc your shot. Get it over here. Yeah, that's what I want. Yes. Oh, the enemy general has fallen. Huzzah! We've killed the Northumbrian king, dethroning him, and that puts us one step forward to, obviously, crowning Guthred, the Viking king of Northumbria. So does it look like they're actually trying to charge me? I'm not entirely sure. They're still trying to get their slingers to shoot out. What I ideally want to do is get them to rout. Oh, are they actually? No, yeah, they still have to, of course, go through. But they've actually pushed through now. I'm not going to go with a counter charge because I think that'd be foolish. We're going to knock out these royal companions. Well, it doesn't really matter. We really need to flee. We really need to capitulate everyone else. Cavalry's not going to be a concern. It's going to be these slingers. Oh, looks like they're nearly out of ammo anyway. I'm trying to think, should I bother doing a counter charge? Because we have got them on the back foot. I'll wait until my archers run out of ammunition, and let's speed things up. There's no harm in actually now pulling over these units to the other side and just basically letting them act as reinforcements. I haven't even used any of my abilities yet, which is shameful, if I'm being honest. The cavalry unit has routed now, and so has the entirety of the assault. We need to run down as many of these Northumbrians as possible. The more hit points we can get, the better. The more chevrons, so the more hit points we can get on them, the more chevrons we can get, because we really want to get a professional army quickly. So there's no harm in putting it on 3 times speed and speeding it up, I guess. We're not going to be able to catch a lot of them because... Yeah, can I go into sword mode here? You're already on it. We're not going to be able to catch them simply because we haven't got cavalry, which is a shame. So what you can do, this is a tip, you can get your archers to draw their swords. They are going to be a lot quicker because they're lightly armored compared to a couple of these other blokes. So you might be able to pick off a couple here in short sword combat, as you can see. Some better than nothing, but as you can see, Northumbria has felled to the Viking hordes, and the refugees and survivors are fleeing, I guess. Very, very cool. Let's end the battle there. A decisive victory for Guthred, the Viking king of Northumbria. We've killed Ecbert, stealing his crown, and I guess we'll sort of mould it between my own and the Viking one, I guess. We've done really well in this. Archers did most of the heavy lifting, 258, 91, 80, 186, 54, 125. So how many did we actually kill? They sustained 1,182 losses. Okay, so we'll roughly work this out. 300, 200, 200 there. So I'm just curious to see how much like arrow towers are like machine guns. You guys already know that in Total War Attila. They're just so overpowered. They absolutely wreck through everything, which I guess historically they would, but man, they shouldn't be pumping out this quickly, or the AI shouldn't be just sort of sitting there. I feel like I need to change the army name as well. Unfortunately, we did lose 2 units of our Danish horsemen, which sucks. But yeah, by the look of it, 200 there, 250 there. So we'll go 300, 200, that's 500. And then we'll go 700, I'd say. Yeah, 750 perhaps. So yeah, I reckon we killed probably... Well, they killed a fair bit as well. 800. So it's still nearly about... This is just a rough, really rough estimate. They still killed 400-500 men from arrow towers, I reckon. Like, that's still insane. We're going to kill the captives and make sure Northumbria crumbles to the dust. Okay, and Horik has survived. Somehow. I thought Horik had died. Nope. That's fine. 9 divisions here. 9 units, rather said. Probably could push for it with some big axes or maybe some cavalry. Just for this turn. Just to sweeten that deal, because I really want to get rid of Northumbria. Okay. I was hoping we sort of didn't overextend our position, but we'll be fine to win this auto resolve quite convincingly. Okay, let's run down the remaining Northumbrian forces and claim it for myself. Didn't lose anyone as well, thank God. We still lost 324, like that's insane how many we lost. Okay, I'm going to fall back. It is winter next turn, so I am tempted just to go with a force march. I'm not going to be able to make it back to Babenberg, unfortunately. Let's continue to go down Trainer and Motivator. Let's fall back there. We're going to have to change the buildings here, of course, as well. Excellent stuff. So is Northumbria officially destroyed? Yes! We are at war with Mercia, so hopefully... Oh, Edmund here. So it looks like they killed... Who was it? Burgred. Yes, it looks like Danelaw has knocked out the Mercian king at least. Yeah, Edmund. It wasn't Burgred before. Edmund's the brother, isn't he? Let's end the turn and continue. We've got a standard here. We obviously want to go down into block and parry and sort of stuff. I'm going to have to think of... yeah, block and parry. I think, yeah, we want to go with weak spots, don't you? That's what you really want. We need to think of a name for Guthred's army. Let me know in the comments. Non-aggression pact. I'm still not interested because you're probably my next target if I'm going to be perfectly blunt and honest with you. Unfortunate injury. The forces now lead a leader. Björn, Ivar, Sigurd, Maybe, Björn. And who was that? Danelaw Rebellion, imminent, unfortunate injury. Horik. Okay, so Horik's picked up an injury, unfortunately. Well, what I could do is I could actually recruit Horik and charge him down here and get rid of him maybe off camera. That could be a potential way for him to go. I really want Guthred to have a child with Siggy. I really want them to have children. There's nothing actually stopping him. No, he's a pretty decent, fertile man, if I'm being honest. Unfortunately, there's going to be a potential rebellion, which sucks. Let's move to Babenberg here. Let's quickly get rid of these mercenaries because they're costing me quite a significant amount per turn. We can't convert you just yet, and there's nothing really to deal with here. So guys, unfortunately, on that note, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching the start of this King Guthred series. A Viking King of Northumbria, the Viking King of Northumbria now, ruling in Babenberg. We're going to continue our conquest of the British Isles because we will never be slaves. Well, we will be conquerors. Okay, I think Scotland's probably first on the agenda, probably helping our Viking brethren with Ragnar's sons, potentially Wales and Wessex at some point, then helping out the Irish Vikings as well. I don't particularly care and don't really want to worry about the Danish lands, to be honest. I really just want a ferry troop. So I really want to sort of focus on the thrones of Britannia here, to be honest. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series. And if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Highly recommend Twitter. Every single time I post a video, a tweet goes out. It's much more reliable than the YouTube sub box. These days, to get all the notifications for the channel, you have to click the bell, of course, to join the notifications squad. I do enjoy reading those comments. If you guys would like to get yourself some cheap and reliable games, check out my G2A affiliation link in the description below. Maybe you can pick up a strategy game you haven't picked up just yet. Maybe Hearts of Iron, maybe Crusader Kings 2, maybe a Total War. Check out my G2A affiliation link in the description below for cheap and reliable games. I do recommend going and checking out the prices even. There's some really good prices on there. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye. Really close cinematic shots here, pushing through the bridge. Oh, look at... That was probably the shot of the video there.